Hi, it's Kip K back with another weekend project from the pages of Make magazine. What happens when you combine compressed air that goes boom and a homemade rocket? Well, you've got some serious thrills ahead. So join me as together we make the compressed air rocket on today's weekend project.
The Compressed Air Rocket project is in Make Volume 15, and it's by Rick Schertle. There's a link on this video where you can get the entire compressed air rocket kit from the Maker Shed, so you can either pick one up there or make your own. Assembling the PVC pressure chamber is pretty straightforward. All of the PVC parts will have primer and then the PVC cement before anything is attached. We'll start with our 2-inch PVC T and add a male slip to 3/4 inch female slip PVC reducer to that. Then we'll add the 3/4 inch male slip by 1/2 inch female threaded PVC reducer into that adapter. There are 2 fittings added to the end of the pressure chamber, so we'll add Teflon tape to both of those, thread those together, and then thread those into the pressure chamber and use a wrench to tighten it up real good. The main body of the pressure chamber is a 10-inch piece of 2-inch PVC, so we'll add a 2-inch end cap to that. And then that gets glued into the T. Now it's time to build the launch system, so we'll take the 2 3/4 inch threaded adapters and add Teflon tape to those, and thread those into our electric sprinkler valve. Again, use a wrench on this to make sure the fittings are nice and snug. The sprinkler valve has an inside and then also an outside, and they're designated by arrows, so pay attention to those, and glue in a 3-inch piece and 16-inch piece of PVC into the sprinkler valve adapters. The launch system gets glued into one final 2-inch male slip by 3/4 inch female slip PVC reducer bushing that's glued into the last place on our T. The article calls for building a wood frame for our compressed air rocket launcher, but in the kit you'll get 2 pieces of PVC with a couple of zip ties, and these work great because they make the launcher a lot more portable, and it's also very adjustable. Now it's time to make and wire the launch button, so we're going to be drilling a 1/4 inch hole and a 1/2 inch hole in 2 3/4 inch PVC slip end caps. Run 2 strands of wire through the one end cap, through the 4-inch piece of PVC pipe. That'll be attached to a switch, which will go through the other end cap. After soldering the wires to the switch and adding a little heat shrink tubing, you'll insert that in the 3/4 inch end cap, and then add the washer and the nut to secure it. Hand assemble those 3 pieces of PVC pipe. You don't need to glue them because at some point you might want to take those apart and troubleshoot. For the wiring connections, I decided to use some telephone tap connectors because I kind of like them. You just insert your wire into the 2 slots, and squeeze tight, and it locks securely, and some are even waterproof. Our power source will be 2 9-volt batteries, but we need to join those together. So we're going to take the positive wire from one of the clips and attach it to the negative wire of the other clip and just cinch it in place. Now taking the negative wire from one battery and the positive from the other and checking your voltage, and you get your twin 9-volt battery power. One wire from our launch button goes to one wire on the sprinkler valve, and the other wire from the launch button goes to one of the battery leads. And then the final battery lead attaches to the other lead on the sprinkler valve. Now it's time to test out our little circuit, so pressing the button, you should hear the sprinkler valve open and close. I secured the battery and the leads to the pressure chamber using a zip tie. If you don't get the kit from the Maker Shed, you'll have to get a tire valve and scrape off the rubber on one end of it. And then that will be attached to our clear hose and a hose clamp tightened up to secure everything in place. The other end of the hose goes to the brass fitting on our pressure chamber, again, secured with a hose clamp. And now it's time to test it out and listen for any leaks. So attach our bicycle pump to the tire valve and begin pumping. You want to get about 75 pounds of pressure. And when you press the launch button, a burst of air will shoot through our launcher.
The final step is to build the rocket. Now there's a template along with the PDF for this project that you can print out and then make your rocket. It's pretty easy. I didn't go through the details on how to build it, but you can go ahead and make yours. And now that ours is finished, it's time to launch it. We've slid our paper rocket down over the launch tube, and now it's time to pump up some air. Okay, we've got 75 pounds of pressure. Here we go. nose gets a little bit mangled up, but it's easy to bend back in shape and to relaunch. So we'll shoot it a couple more times. Okay, I've got the rocket tilted down a little bit. I'm going to see if I can score a goal. Okay, here we go. All right, looks like I nailed it. Just enough distance. Well, that's how to build a compressed air rocket. Why don't you build one this weekend and make a video and show us your compressed air rocket by posting a video response to this video. I'm Kip K, and we'll see you next time with another weekend project.